3 long, good old years of Black Clover, and it still feels like, I've just got to say, it feels weird that it's already been 3 years since I really started talking about this series. Like, then again, like, it's one of the only few series I think I've actually kept up with, like, since like the actual chapters started first coming out for the series. I haven't really done that for like any other like sort of series that I've reviewed. I've obviously caught up with other stuff and, you know, obviously love those series and like enjoy them maybe even more than like this franchise, but it's like this is the first one where I've been like, no, chapter 1, we're doing it, we're keeping still because I want to see more Tabata, I want to see him more improve and bring some of the stuff that I saw in his previous series that got me like hooked and in love with him so much. And 3 years, here we are, and you gotta leave this chapter on a very sour, like on a very sour note and everything with like Julius, because Julius is not doing too great, guys. All right, but like Yami's on the case though, and oh, it's just got even more worse than the other because oh god, Lee's got the fucking gems. Oh, we're kind of fucked right now. But hey, Asta's back, so there's that. I kind of like the little colour spreads, even though that they were like a very small and minimal amount, like from what we got to see on this. I actually did really enjoy the one of like just Yami just there staring at this scene. He's like, what the fuck am I, like he's trying to process it. He's like, what the hell is just going on right now? Why is Julius there? Why is Lee here? Like, what is everything going on right now? And this is the thing where it's like you can still tell that like there's a part like on there that you can see with William, because he's actually crying. Like Lee is crying in like one eye, and he's just like, that's still his body, and like it seems like obviously that he still can visually, or like he is still in kind of control in some way of the body where like he can actually do this. I was like, all right then, so like he isn't going to be locked back and he's like, oh, I'm sorry my friend, there was no other way. Like, no, clearly William is seeing everything around there, and you know, he did say it's like, I can't decide between the two of you, so I'm gonna have to resolve around about this, and this ultimately end to like Julius's fate. So like this was something I kind of expected. Immediately Yami saw like his little fucking attendant on there, screams at him, says, get a medic now, pulls the sword out, going in, like start charging, and he's like, it's too late, I've already killed him. Like his own pride and own like glory of being a magic emperor was his entire downfall. This was his whole thing that he was building up to, and it's like, I exploited the weakness. Oh, here's my teleporter guy, bye. And it's just like just before Yami can get that swipe into there, and he's like holding his fucking friend, like his mentor in his hands, like it's like, oh fuck Yami, like I don't know. And this is the thing, how are you going to explain this, like, if they do go through with this and all that, like, regardless, like, how are you going to explain this to Asta and Yuno? And especially, I think this came more at an important time, especially with the anime, because the anime obviously shows, like, the kind of first proper meeting between Julius and Asta and Yuno, and seeing that this is, like, the expiring top, this is the pinnacle of their goal, this is where they want to be, and to see that completely crumbled down and taken away by the enemy force is going to be interesting to see how they're going to react to this, especially where Julius has pretty much put his entire hopes on the next generation. He's been putting this as saying, I'm putting all my chips on there, and hopefully that they can live on to this, like, what my ideals was, what my dreams was. Like, I was hoping that, you know, with all the people that I got around me, like, you know, you, Yami, like, we've got, like, William here, we've got every single one of, like, the families, and regardless, is like, there's problems, and, like, he isn't, like, Julius as well, from, like, the chapters we're seeing, he hasn't been kind of describing himself as a perfect person, or saying, like, this is the right way, like, he felt like this is, like, his ultimate goal was something that he wanted to make pretty much to everyone to be happy. And the weird thing is, because after we've been mentioning it a couple of like chapters, it's like after numerous chapters of not being with Asta, we finally get to see little fucker again, and he's there still with Melodiona, as she is, oh my god, she is annihilating. Like, if there's one thing I have to complain about this chapter, and it's definitely like with the entire Liar fight, where I understand, like, I like Melodiona, and I love that she is fucking broken, and I understand that, but I will admit and all that, this made Liar look like a bitch. And it's like, they're all supposed to, I know it's obviously that like all three of them are supposed to be on equal like power levels, I know, with like all of the third eyes, it's like they're all supposed to be on this extreme high level, and he's like, I'm just going to do the same thing what Thana did, I'm just going to try and blow myself up, or what Vito, and it's like, no, Aston knows this, he's already seen this before, gets the giant sword, pierces him through the skull, like pretty much through fucking half the ceiling, and he's like, I know what this is. And you can see with Asta's words, and I will say this is like, it is pretty much what you've heard from every shonen protagonist at this point, with like the whole kind of, you know, that speech to the villain. And it's like, but then again, it's like Black Clover isn't like, you know, like it lives in the mold of shonen. It is pretty much doing it. The same thing with like Academia as well. Both these two series like live in the mold and know what they're doing. It's just one franchise is kind of like doing it like in a unique way, especially with its characters, and Black Clover is more like, I feel like Black Clover is more a celebration of like kind of all the shonen things that you get in the series, while like Academia lives in it, but then also as well likes to do an interesting twist on it, like up on there. And this is like where the chapter goes with like kind of like Asta trying to convince Lyre, and it's like, this isn't gonna work, Asta. This isn't gonna work at all, because they've got the gems, and he immediately can slightly tell that he's like, this is the end. Especially once like Light put it on, and it's like, we don't know what the hell that he's gonna break out of there, but clearly it isn't gonna be any good whatsoever. And now the assault team needs to get the fuck out of here. So it's what they're gonna have to do, because they've got a lot of their heavy hitters missing. Like already, we've still got out of everyone for Gurleon still unconscious. You've got Silver Family here, like, and you also had like the Golden Knights. Like, out of everyone, it's like, who apart from like Julius was able to go against him? Is like, Yami is strong, but out of the rest of the captains, considering a lot of them just went on to like are already on the assault team. I think like we've got the Azure Deers, and not to mention we've got the Silver Family, and also as well the current captain of the Crimson Lions. Like, we've got 3 like captains down there, and then the rest like with the purple fucking orcas, and like they weren't going to do anything. So this is like, a lot of this is on their own hands. They're leaving just such a, their defenses just completely withered away. So yeah, the Knights, how the Knights are going to react when they get back, or if this assault strike fails completely, is going to decimate. No matter what, they're going to be completely fucked, because they've lost their king, and then it's going to turn the entire like kingdom into turmoil. Because if that's the case, then what is stopping the current Diamond Kingdom? What is stopping them from attacking? Because we've been clearly noted as well before that like one of the main reasons why they haven't been able to their frontal assault was because of Julius. Julius was such a heavy hitter on their like war effort that they could pretty much prevent at the borders. So this is going to lead to the other kingdoms as well. Obviously, we still don't know about some of the other kingdoms as well, like, but especially like with everything going around and all that, like, you've got like the territories now, and it's like, it could lead up to a point. I think if I remember correctly, like Hage Village is quite far away from the capital. I know it was definitely a lot more fucking farther in the capital, or at least it's like a couple of miles away. But it's like, if that was like the border edge of the territory, or even as well where that like where the whole dungeon was beforehand, like where like they fought Mars, this territory is going to get taken up. And I hope that's something that like Clover does, and like definitely with this like next kind of like aftermath of this is where I was like, now Clover isn't the strongest like power country here. Like, I think they were never fully referred as the strongest in like military might, but they were clearly, obviously they were doing very well for themselves. If you've seen like the royal capitals and how strong they are, so we might need to have like a little bit of an alliance right now. Like, we might need to like get the alliance with the witches, see if like they can sort of convince them and get this involved. Clearly we've got Mars and the rest of the people as well that the defects from the like Diamond Kingdom. We've got Fauna on our side as well, which is a huge advantage as well to having on there. But whatever comes out of this tablet is going to be probably worse than Leet. And yeah, Asta and Yuno like have clearly shown and all that, is like, they're not at that level yet. They're not fully prepared and ready for this next level of opponents. So gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen with that. So overall, I like this chapter like for a bit. I definitely think the weakest part, I will say, like on there, because like throughout, I won't like pretend it's like all the chapters going, nah, this can't be the end of Lyre. This can't be the end of him. Like, nah. I will say I am disappointed with how he went out. I'm like, come on. Like, I wanted him to do a little bit more. Obviously, I think he's known more for like his tactical retreats from what we've seen from him, and obviously, but it's like, if someone who is known for like copying magic and everything, I was hoping a little bit more of him. But then again, there's two sides of this coin where it's like, it makes Lyle look like a bitch, but it makes my girl Leona look like a fucking badass because she was taking her out like no fucking problem. So now if we get someone like Leet or whatever comes out of this tablet, I'm thinking a lot of this, I think it is a demon, somewhat similar to Asta's powers, then yeah, this is where we get, like, she might get some fucking serious trouble. Also as well, she's going to be on like the front cover of the next new volume as well, so I'm so down for that. So overall, good chapter, cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below with everything that's going down in Black Clover right now. But that's all from me. Thank you so always for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.